Hello friends. So till now in our basic training plan we have covered data types, table creation, table properties, indexes, relations, form designing, menu items, menus. So today we will see methods on tables and form. So let's see it in the system. So we have system defined methods as well as application defined methods. So if I open one of the table which we created, so if I go to the method section, if I right click in the override, so all these are my system defined methods. So when these methods are executed, like AOS validate delete, so this method is executed when a delete operation is performed on a table object, and this is executed before the operation is committed, like before deletion. This is AOS validate delete. So before the operation is committed to the underlying table, so when the delete operation is committed in this table, this method will be executed. This is validate delete. So before the delete is committed, this method executed. Like similarly, before the insertion, this methods executed. AOS validate insert. Like this, we have caption method. In caption, if I click this, you can see the body of caption method. So in this super method, this super in the caption method, this generates the text to be displayed from properties on the table. So in the table properties we have set the caption. So from that property it invokes the caption. So super is having very important role. So this is executed when a heading of for a form is displayed. So if you want to override this, we can override this method. So we have many more methods. If I right click, we have override. If you see init value, we have init value. So init value, this is executed when a new record is added in the table. Insert same, executed when a new record is inserted into the table. So if I click on this, let me write one code here on display method. Oh sorry, one method. Let me give one info log. After insertion, I want to give the message that record inserted successfully. So if I have to give this message, I have to override insert method. I will build this. So what we did, we have override. So what we are doing, we are overriding the insert method. So our requirement was to give one message. So after insertion, we want to give one message that record inserted successfully. So after insertion, we want to give that message. So that's why I have written this code after super. So we will see this. I will open. So build is successful. Let me open the browser for Dynamics AX. So this is the browser. I will open my payroll management module. Last time we have seen how to create this menu, how to add here. Now I will open my employee detail form. Here let me enter one record. June. See, the message is there, record inserted successfully. So like this we can override system define method. We will see in more detail later. Now let's proceed ahead. I will again go to the table. So like this you can override any of these methods. We have many methods here. Modified field, this is also very important. This is executed when a field is modified in a form. Okay, so it's always, so if you want to give any logic for on modification of any field, so you have to come here and you have to write. It's always better, it's the best practice to write your code in tables instead of placing your code on the form. Okay, so this you have to decide where you have to place your code. So like this we can override these methods. Okay, so we have update also. So update, this is executed when an existing record is modified. Validate write, validate delete, validate field. So validate delete, this same executed when a record is deleted. So this is all about system defined methods. So as per our requirement we can override any of the system defined method. We can put our logic, and this we have to decide whether we have to write before super or after super. Now we have another type of methods, this is application defined methods. For that we have to go to the new method and we have to define the definition of that method. You have to define the body of application defined methods. So there are two important methods. So we should create these two methods on any table if there is a primary key. It should be created. These are very popular, you will use them very frequently. So find method, this is used to find a record from anywhere in your customization. If you want to find the record that fulfills that primary key matching, then you can directly call that method and you can get that data. So we will see now, I will create that method and then we will see how to use that method in the programs. So that method must be static because it is used to find the record from anywhere. So I will write the definition of that method. So it has to be public. I will table name, because this will return the table, and name of method. And there will be parameters. To false. So what I did, I created one public method static type because we have to call this method from anywhere in our program. So we have to, it has to be public static and it will return the object. So return an object of the type of the table. So that's why I given this pp_ampl table. This is the table name. So now in the parameter, so we should have a parameter of the same type of the primary key of the table. So primary key of this table is impl id. So that's why I have given the argument of my primary key. So edt of empl id. So I have given this as a parameter. Now I have also given one boolean parameter with a default value of false. So this I have created. If it is true, then it is the record should be selected for update. So it's not record selected for update. That's why I have given it false. Now I will define it. Index, we have to define index. We have to match with the index. So what I will return? I will return a table object. So like this, you have to define your find method. You have to write one select statement that will return the table as an object, the record where the employee ID, the index primary key is matching with that record with the argument which you will pass from your program. So from anywhere, if you want to get the record, you want to select the buffer, then you can pass that primary key. You can call this method, you can pass that primary key. System will look for that primary key in with the help of this select statement and return that table object. So this method will be used to find a record that fulfills the specified primary key. So likewise we can create, there is one more method, exist method. So also each table with a primary key should have a static exist method. So it is used to check if a record that matches, that fulfills the specified key, whether it is actually exist or not. So we can write that method also. So let us define. So this will also be static method because it is to check if any table record exists among all the objects of the table class, and this will return a boolean value. I will write this is a boolean exist. I will name exist. So like this we have to define the method. So as I told you, this will be a static method only. It will return a boolean value and it will take a argument of the type of the primary key of the table. So we have created one find method and exist method in pp underscore mpl table. So if I have to print the name of employee having employee id 1002, if I have to print the name of the employee having the employee id 1002, how I will do this? So if you see it in one line of code, we can write this. Let's see what is the employee id. Let me build it first. Now we have this methods. This is a class declaration. So if you want to use the variables in your here you have to declare the variables. If you want to use any variables in your methods in the forms, you can write methods here, you can write methods in data source, and also you can write methods in the field controls like this here. Like we have seen in the tables, similarly here we can override existing methods also, the system defined methods, and we can create our own methods. So if I right click the data source method, override, here you will see the list of the system generated methods. So you can override based on your requirement. It's the same function which we have seen in tables, but like active, this is the new method. This active is not there in table because this is a user interface method. So this is executed when the user selects a new record. Likewise, we have many methods. So based on our requirement, we can select which method we have to override. Create method is there. This is executed when the user creates a new record in the data source. So we have delete, execute query, extends, filter. We have init. This is executed when the form is opened. Init value, this is executed when a new record is created. Yeah, the purpose of this is to fill in initial values in the record. So like this we have so many methods. This is based on our requirement. We can use this method. We can see one of the method. Let's take the first one, active. So if I have some requirement that I have to enable or disable one button based on requirement, so we'll see our form. So if I have to write on business logic that for this employee ID I want to disable this salary detail button, okay, or only this button will be enabled for this employee ID. Let's take this. So for Esther, only this button will be visible for this employee ID. So where I have to go? I have to active button, because whenever I select the record, so I told you that active is executed when the user selects a new record. So we have that. So which method we have to override? We have to override the active method. Let's go to the active method. So we will write the definition. So where we will write our definition? Here in this case, after, before super. In insert we have seen in tables we have done after super, after insertion. Here we want to enable, disable before the system super calls. So here we have to write salary detail. This is our button. Dot enabled score. For employee ID 1102, we want to enable the salary detail button. Only for that here. So I will save this. So if you in pp underscore empl detail form, what we did, we went. So I have that button. I will show you button group, this salary detail. If I right click, properties, auto declaration is yes. If this is yes, only then we'll be able to use this button in our program. So if I go in active, say details.enabled, I use that button control, and this button will be enabled only when the employee ID is 1002. And this I have written in active method. I have override the active method. So I will build this. Still it's building. So our requirement was to enable the button for the employee ID, salary detail button for 1002 employee ID only. So we have written this code in the active. We have override the active method because only we have the active method which is executed when the user selects a record. So at the time of selection, we want to enable and disable one button. So if you have such type of requirement, we have active method in the data source that we can override and we can put our business logic. So as per our requirement, we have enabled salary detail button only for the employee 1002. So we have built this form with this program. Still it is in building stage. Let's see our result in the user interface. I will open. Let me refresh it. So the form is so the browser is refreshed. Now I will see, I will go to my module, I will go to my menu payroll management, I will open my form. Now I will see my result, whether whatever we have written is executed or not. So Esther in employee 0, this button is enabled. If I go to Charlie, see the button is disabled. So the method which we have written is executed successfully. So for Esther it is enabled. So like this you can override system methods, you can write your own methods. Now there is one more method known as the display method. It is also very important, most frequent used method. So if I want, let's say our requirement is that I want to count number of rows and I want to display the count here. How I will do it? So I will show it to you. So we will create one display method for it. So I will open the form. Just now you created one method, that is the system generated method, you have overridden it. Now I will create one display method. So instead I will write this type of display. Instead of void, it will return the integer because we need the count of rows. Let me give the method name. I will give the method name count rows. So this will return this dot total number of rows. So this one display method I have written and the form data source. Now I will open this form. Let me add it here. So let me add one group in the form. Let me take control of type group. So I will assign one, I will take one integer type. Our method was type integer. I will select my data method which I created now. So here in data method I will select the data source. See count rows, this we just created, so I selected this name. I will change the name and display. So in the preview you can see it's added. I will build this. So what we did is we created one display method count rows, and we added one control where we added this data method directly in the form. So let us see it in the browser. I will refresh the browser. See, now you can see we have the record rows count. So here you can see rows count is coming 3 because we have 3 records, and it's coming in the header. So what we did is it was very easy, right? So it's very easy to create display method. What we did is that we created one display method integer type, the name of the method, and just write the business logic whatever you want to return, and we created this method. After that, in the form we added that method in the required control. We created one control custom type and of integer type, and we added our data method here. So it's very easy to create display method. So we got our desired result, row count, in the header section. So friends, today we completed methods on tables and form. Please revise this, have a look